I'm Jason Tinero. I am a senior at Washington University in St. Louis. We studied a lot of different things, including the politics of Ecuador, which is going through a really unique time right now with the current president. We really looked a lot at that and how the country is changing as a result of the politics and the policies. We also talked a lot about development, specifically kind of the colonial model, and looking at how the United States has affected a lot of Ecuadorian policies and the way that things run in Ecuador. I also really enjoyed the ISP portion just because I got to experience a whole new side to the country that I never thought I would. Really getting to work there and really interact with people on a deep personal level was incredible. And the fact that it was all in Spanish and that I had such a deeper understanding of where I was after that month-long ISP was amazing. I would never trade that for anything. I also got to teach a creative writing class to the patients, kind of as a way to give back to the organization that I was working with. So I got to lead a class and actually kind of use creative writing as a form of therapy for the patients there, which was incredible. I never thought that I would do that in Spanish. And then afterwards, I ended up examining some aspects of Ecuadorian culture that were addressed in the therapy processes. And I'm actually planning on using my ISP as the basis for my senior thesis here at school. So that's also a really great opportunity. I'm so glad that I got to really do hands-on fieldwork abroad, which I was really not expecting to do, and something that I'm so glad that I did. My academic director is probably one of the best people I've ever met in my entire life. He put so much thought and care into all of his interactions with us. We were only 9 people in my program, so we were a really close group of friends. All of us got along really well, and we were really fortunate for that, but it was all facilitated by Fabian Fava, our director. He was pretty much our dad and just one of the best at all times for us. He was just an incredible human being. He really put a lot of time and effort into our lessons and getting speakers that were really interesting for classes. But aside from classes, on all of our excursions, he would hang out with us and tell us about his life. And we just really shared a lot about living in Ecuador. And he lived in the United States for a long time and told us about that. And just really getting to know him on a deeper level really affected my time in Ecuador, and is pretty much the reason why I love the program as much as I do. And then also equally incredible was our excursion to the Amazon, which was, I think 7 or 8 days. And 5 of those days included a rural homestay with a family in the Amazon, which was unbelievable. It was just so unique from anything that I've ever experienced in my life, and such a cultural experience that that really was kind of a defining factor for me on my trip, just because we really got to see how people lived in lives different than what we were exposed to before. Living in Quito is relatively similar to living in just a modern city in an urban environment, but living in the Amazon was just so unique. Getting to do the activities that the family did on a daily basis, which was going to their little plot of land and picking the food that we would eat later that day, or just sitting around and listening to our host grandfather tell stories about the mythology of the area, and waking up at 5:30 in the morning and drinking tea and talking about our dreams. It was a really unique experience. I definitely learned a lot about myself, as well as kind of my views on South America and Latino culture. I really now am devoted to just everything involving South America and Latino culture. I really want to do something with social work involving Latinos in the United States after I graduate, and that's really all due to the experience that I had abroad. And really just learning about development there and seeing it firsthand was just really eye-opening to me. You can read a lot in books, and you can watch things on TV, but it's completely different to experience it there. And about personal growth, I really did grow in a lot of ways. Just being able to live alone in an environment so foreign to anything you've ever experienced, and speaking a language that's not your first language. And even like teaching a writing class to 40 older men who exclusively spoke Spanish was just absolutely incredible and empowering, and really gave me a good sense of what I wanted to do as an individual, and also what I can do as an individual. It was a really unique experience to see, to really push my limits as a person and watch myself grow.